Hey guys, Gizmodit here, and a couple of weeks back I made a video about installing Google Camera on the Asus Zenfone Max Pro. That video received a great response, but then there were two major questions that everyone was asking. Number 1, can I do this without rooting or unlocking the phone? And number 2, how well does this work on the 6GB variant? Well, I finally have good news for you because not only can you do this now without rooting and unlocking your phone, but I actually also bought the 6GB variant for this video. So without wasting any more time, let's see how Google Camera performs on this phone. First of all, as you all know, to use Google Camera, you need to enable Camera2 API on your phone. So to do that, there is a thread on XDA developers explaining this whole thing and how you can do this without rooting and unlocking your phone. There are videos on YouTube about this too, but then I'll try to cover it in as less time as possible. First of all, you need to install Fastboot and ADB drivers on your PC. The link is in the video's description. It's very easy, just follow the instructions on the screen, and once you're done, you will have the ADB folder in your C drive. You also need to download the drivers for the Asus Zenfone Max Pro. Once again, the link is in the video's description. Then on your phone, go to About, click on the build number a few times to enable developer options. Inside developer options, enable USB debugging. Now go to the ADB folder on your computer, press Shift and right click and select Open PowerShell window here. Now connect your phone to your PC, type ADB devices. You will see a pop-up on your phone, select OK. Now type ADB reboot bootloader. This will reboot your phone into the bootloader mode. Now go to the device manager, and now if you see an unknown Android device here, then right click on it, click on update driver and select the drivers folder that you downloaded earlier. The drivers will get installed now. Go back to your PowerShell window and type fastboot OEM enable _ camera _ HAL3 space true and reboot your phone. Once your phone has rebooted, the Camera2 API is enabled now. Coming to the Google Camera itself, I've linked the APK that I'm using in this video's description. Just install it and you're good to go. I've taken all of my samples in the HDR Plus enhanced mode, and first let's compare it to the stock camera app that's there on the Asus Zenfone Max Pro. As you can see in broad daylight, the images from the stock camera seem to be very soft compared to images from the Google Camera. Photos from Google Camera have much better contrast and saturation, but then they don't do a very good job when it comes to the shadows. But overall, if you look at the images from Google Camera, they look a lot better and they retain a lot more details than the stock camera app. For some reason, the HDR mode on the stock app is very bad. Most of the time it just blows out all of the colors and everything looks very bad. It only works in a few selected scenarios. Even the portrait shots were better from the Google Camera. When it comes to selfies, once again Asus's native app produces very soft pictures, whereas the images from the Google Camera are contrasty and well saturated. For some reason they blow out the highlights quite a bit, but then still the Google Camera output is overall much better. So as expected, the output from the Google Camera is way better than the Asus app. But then let's get to the real comparison and see how does this perform as compared to the Redmi Note 5 Pro. To keep the comparison fair, I've used Google Camera on the Note 5 Pro as well. As you can see in the outdoor conditions, both of these phones are very identical in terms of photos. In some photos, the Note 5 Pro gravitates towards a warmer shade, but then the Zenfone Max Pro is closer to the actual scene. Both of them perform great, and even the rear portrait mode is equally good. In indoor scenarios, the Note 5 Pro is again slightly warmer than the actual scene. The noise levels are more or less the same on both of these phones, but then if you were to zoom into the picture, the Note 5 Pro definitely has more sharpness and detailing. In extremely low lighting scenarios, once again there wasn't a lot of difference in both of these phones. So yeah, the Asus Zenfone Max Pro is holding up pretty good. Finally, comparing the front-facing cameras here, I would like to highlight that for some reason on the Note 5 Pro, Google Camera can only shoot selfies at 5 megapixels, but on the Max Pro it can shoot in full 16 megapixel resolution. So as you can see, the selfies are sharper on the Max Pro as compared to the Note 5 Pro. But then the Note 5 Pro handles colors and highlights better. Lastly, let's come to video, and here in Google Camera, the Zenfone Max Pro can shoot up to 4K, whereas the Note 5 Pro can only shoot up to 1080p. I like the video output from the Note 5 Pro better because it's a lot more stabilized and it just looks like the phone is gliding in the scene. So yeah, in terms of video, I like the Redmi Note 5 Pro. But then overall, if I have to say, the performance on the Zenfone Max Pro improves so much after enabling Google Camera. And now that you can do it without rooting or unlocking the phone, it makes me recommend the Zenfone Max Pro even more. You've got stock Android, great performance, the pricing is great, and now the camera is superb too. So if you are holding your purchase, you can go and buy the Zenfone Max Pro. Especially the 6GB variant for 15,000 rupees makes a lot of sense. So yeah, that was my video about Google Camera on the Asus Zenfone Max Pro 6GB. A lot of you guys were interested in this video and I hope you're happy with it. If you have any more questions, then please let me know in the comments. You can also follow me on my Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages. As always, please like the video, and if you're new here, then hit that red subscribe button and press the bell icon so that you don't miss out on my new videos. I'll be reviewing this 6GB variant very soon, so make sure you stay tuned for that. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back in your notifications very soon. Peace.